everybody, Gwaan, which means how are you doing in Patois. As most of you know, I went to Jamaica for 3 weeks.
Okay, so here I am at Strawberry Fields in Jamaica. Let's see how beautiful the sea is. Hi everybody, I'm in Montego Bay with my friend
Dino.
and yeah, I'm inviting you to come. Voila.
I couldn't come back without making any video about the Jamaican music culture. So this video will be about the evolution and the history of Jamaican music culture. So in this video, you will understand where it all comes from. I will talk about my favorite Jamaican artists in another video, so you know. It all started in the 50s. As most of you know, Jamaica was ruled by England from 1655 to 1962. At the end of the independence, local people realized that it was important to create their own culture, more specifically their own music culture. So at that time, they listened to American radio. They didn't have their own radio. On the radio, they played American jazz and American blues. So what happened is that producers started recording their own version of music with their local people. So this is how ska started. Ska is based on American blues and jazz and also Caribbean mento. They used the same instruments, but the rhythm was a little bit different. Ska was born in downtown Kingston, which is the ghetto in Jamaica. It was most listened by lower class people and they used to play ska on sound systems. Sound systems are huge speakers, a lot of speakers put together on a wall, like kind of a wall of speakers, and the MCs and the engineer played at that time the music. So ska puts you in a happy mood, it has a quick rhythm, you can dance on it. But a few years later, people realized that Jamaica wasn't going that well. There were a lot of bad things happening at that time. There was a lot of corruption, a lot of poverty, road wars, crimes, political and economical issues, and so on and so on. The music started to change little by little. At the same time, ska musicians didn't earn enough of money, so they went overseas into England. They brought ska into England. It has quite a lot of success, but meanwhile ska was brought into England, Rocksteady was going on in Jamaica. So Rocksteady is the new version of ska. The beat is slower and the topics changed. So from 66 to 68, Rocksteady was going on in Jamaica. The way of playing drums is different. The rhythm is slower. It was also the first Jamaican pop music, which means popular music, which means that everybody listened to Rocksteady. It was just mainstream. But as I said, the topics and the focus changed. It was more about social protests and spiritual matters because of the economical and political issues at that time. So Rocksteady was people's mind, which means that through the music you could understand what was happening in the Caribbean islands. Rocksteady wasn't about money and famous, and it was purely about the situation in Jamaica. Rocksteady is also defined as honesty, purity, and sincerity. Rocksteady lasts only 18 months. After that, in the late 60s, the Rastafari movement became more and more popular and the Rocksteady became less popular. Reggae started in 68. Reggae is recognizable thanks to the counterpoint between the bass and drum and the offbeat of the rhythm. Reggae is also led by drums and bass. So roots reggae was less focused on romance and more on spirituality, Pan-Africanism, black consciousness, politics, protests, and Rastafari, of course. So reggae was mainly a way to express their thoughts and their religion. What happened is that Bob Marley was the first reggae artist to bring that thoughts and that music genre into the entire world. So thanks to him, people knew what happened in Jamaica and knew what Rastafari was. This is how musicians became messengers of Rastafari. But reggae was also seen as rebel music. There was no filter, they just said everything without any fear. And as of course the government wanted cows in the island, well, the government is more powerful. So one of the main message of reggae was peace and love, which is a huge threat for the government. They didn't want people to come together and to make love and peace. No, they didn't want that. So this is how reggae and Bob Marley became a huge rival to the government. This is why also, you know, a lot of things happened to Bob Marley, but whatever, this is another topic. Okay, so this was quickly a summary about the evolution between ska, which started during the independence of Jamaica, to Rocksteady, that was more about political and social protest, and then reggae, where they wanted love, peace, and bring people together. So now this is ska. So this is ska, which is a quick rhythm. Then this is Rocksteady, which is the slower version of ska, but still not reggae. Okay, and then there is roots reggae, which was the old school reggae. Okay, so this is the difference between the three genres. But then after reggae, in the 80s came dancehall, also called raga. Raga was the revolution of reggae, because reggae was too serious, too conscious. So dancehall started around the same period when hip-hop came into America. Roots reggae people didn't understand what was going on. They were shocked because the rhythm is too quick, too rough. The topic's only about girls and sex. They just didn't understand what was happening at that moment. They usually use patois, which is the English dialect in Jamaica. So this is how dancehall became more accessible and danceable for local people. It was played everybody in every party, in every street. In the 80s, everything went digital. They could make more electronic beats, and this is how dancehall was created. And then around 2000, Shaggy and Shampoo brought dancehall worldwide. I know there are some of you who know that Shaggy and Shampoo are Jamaican. For the other people, now you know Shaggy and Shampoo are Jamaican. So this is why you don't understand what they're saying, because I didn't get it what they said. I didn't understand why I couldn't understand what they were saying in their songs. Even my friends, we didn't understand like what he was like, Shampoo, what he was saying. But then I understood that it was patois. So yeah, this for people that didn't know that they were Jamaican. Whatever, I think that Shampoo and Shaggy are the head of mainstream dancehall. Dancehall is more rough than what Shaggy and Shampoo sing. I'm gonna put some links of cool dancehall hits I like, because unfortunately I'm not allowed to put it on my video. So yeah, this was about Jamaican music. Now just a little bit about my experience about music in Jamaica. Before I went to Jamaica, I mean, not only me, but most of us in Europe, we have the cliche of Jamaica. Everybody has dreadlock, everybody listens to reggae and smoke weed. About the weed, yeah, everybody smokes weed. But about reggae, not everybody listens to reggae. I think I listened more to reggae in Belgium than in Jamaica, because in Jamaica there's like some areas where they listen a lot of reggae because there are a lot of Rastafaris. But most of them, they listen to dancehall and they're bold. So yeah, I wanted to share that information because everybody asked me, is that true that everybody has dreadlocks, everybody smokes weed and listen to reggae? Whatever. I also went to Dub Club finally. Dub Club, which is actually a club but in a garden on hills just at the surroundings of Kingston. In Dub Club you could see a view of all Kingston, which is very beautiful to see during the day or during the night. The concept of this place is to play dub and so reggae, but actually I was a little bit disappointed because, sorry, but I saw a lot of white people, a lot of tourists. I thought that Dub Club was something local, but actually it became a touristic place. But at least I did Dub Club where they played only reggae. It was the only place where I listened the most to reggae. Yeah, also I went to some parties, you know, parties in Jamaica or in the streets mostly. They played only dancehall, none of reggae music, but it was also cool. I mean, I learned to like dancehall, so I hope I taught you some interesting stuff. At least I think it's interesting to share this information with you guys. I hope to see you very soon. Likomor, peace and love.